What's up everybody, Greg here with Lensprotogo and Lens Rentals, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the Tokina Vista Cinema Prime lens set, going through some of the physical characteristics and build of these lenses. If you guys want to check out the optical qualities and some of the optics tests that I've done, there's going to be links to each individual lens in the description down below. So starting off with the focal lengths that are in the full set of Vista Primes, it starts at the widest at 18 millimeters, and then there's a 25, 35, 50, 85, and a 105 at the telephoto end. All of these lenses are a T1.5 throughout the entire set, even at the super wide end of 18 millimeters. Each of these lenses coming with 9 iris blades inside of them, which gives you some really nice round bokeh. These lenses come in a variety of lens mounts as well. The ones that I've been testing out and playing with here have been the Canon EF mount, but you can also get them in PL, Sony E mount, and Micro Four Thirds. The one downside with the mounts for these lenses though is that there is no communication or contacts on them. So you're not going to get any lens data from the lens to transmit into your camera for metadata and use later on if you're trying to do some visual effects work. One of the really great things about these lenses is that the image circle covers 46.7 millimeters. This means that you're going to cover full frame as well as some of the larger sensors out there like the Red VistaVision and the Alexa LF or large format, which means you can cover a ton of different cameras and you're not going to have any issues with compatibility with any sort of sensors. The front barrel diameter of these lenses is 114 millimeters, which is pretty standard for cinema lenses in this sort of category. The one interesting thing that these lenses have though that most don't is a 112 millimeter threaded diameter on the inside, so you can actually use threaded filters like variable NDs and CPLs. These lenses are built with a full metal housing, which makes them super durable and really solid. The only downside with having that really solid metal housing is that they are quite heavy, a lot heavier than a lot of the other cinema lenses out there. These smaller or shorter focal lengths like the 25 to 85 millimeter weigh around 5 pounds each, and the wider focal lengths like the 18 millimeter and the longer focal lengths 105 millimeter both weigh closer to 6 pounds. Same sort of thing with the length. The 25 to 85 are right around 6 inches, a little bit less than that. And when you look at the 18 millimeter and the 105 millimeter, those are both closer to 7 inches, even a little bit longer than 7 inches. But even having these varying lengths, the aperture ring and focus ring still line up in the exact same spot. So if you're swapping on and off with a follow focus, you're going to have an easy time doing that. With those longer ones as well, like the 18 millimeter and 105, you're definitely going to want to utilize that lens support underneath because these lenses are super heavy. Being 6 pounds, that's a lot on the front of a camera, almost as much as the camera itself in some cases. The focus and aperture ring on all of these lenses are super smooth, but they are a little bit tight and need a little bit more force to actually rotate them around. So if you're going to be using a wireless follow focus, you just want to make sure that your motors have enough torque to be able to spin the lens. Now let's talk about some of the optical qualities. If you want to see the specific test for each individual focal length, I'll leave a link again down in the description below so you can check out each one of these and how they perform for all these different tests. But some of the similarities throughout the entire set, going from 18 millimeters all the way up to 105 millimeters, they all have a very similar look and feel, which you would expect from a cinema lens set like this. All the lenses are super sharp, even wide open at that T1.5 aperture like I mentioned before, and even into the corners. You also don't get a ton of distortion on these lenses, except for the 18 millimeters, which does have a little bit of distortion on the sides, but it's just stretching. It's not any of that like barrel distortion where it starts to curve your actual image. They all have very minimal focus breathing, so going through your focus range, you're not gonna have any zooming in and out, which is gonna give you a really nice look and a really nice clean rack focus. As for the flaring, it's pretty good as well. The wider focal lengths like the 18, 25, and 35 do have a little bit more flaring than some of the longer ones, and you get a very similar look to almost like the Sigma Cine Primes with that green-blue flare. Again, if you want to see any of the tests for specific lenses of breathing, bokeh, edge distortion, sharpness, flaring, and close focus, just to see how close you can actually get to the lens and still be able to focus on it, those tests will all be in the description down below. Now the last thing that I want to talk about is the price of these lenses. They kind of range from $5,000 on the low end for some of the middle focal lengths all the way up to $7,500 or $7,000 for the 18 millimeter at the wider end. To me, this price seems a little bit high because some of the comparable lenses out there like the Sigma Cine Primes come in at about $3,500 to $4,000 at the top end. So these are a couple $1,000s more expensive than that per lens. And the thing I really like about the Sigma Primes is the size and weight of them, which is a lot less, and you're still getting pretty much a T1.5 throughout the entire range, except for the wider one, which is a T2. But the only way you're gonna find out for sure is to try them out for yourself. So if you wanna try them out, there's gonna be links down below in the description box. If you guys have any questions about these lenses, make sure to let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more videos just like this one or check out all of the lens tests, those are going to be linked to at the end of this video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.